Hello. Today I am going to be giving you a masterclass on peptides. I'm breaking down everything you probably ever wanted to know about peptides. Today I am going to be giving you a masterclass on peptides. All the hype about them, what they are, how do they work, and why they matter so much, in particular for women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. You'll learn the difference between peptides, bioregulators, how they support fat loss, recovery, energy, and longevity, and why blood work and hormone balance are non-negotiable before starting any protocol. I'll also explain why women in every stage, premenopausal, perimenopausal, and postmenopausal, need testosterone, the biggest mistakes women make with hormone replacement therapy, and how to use peptides safely and effectively to feel strong, focused, and vibrant again. If you've been feeling tired, inflamed, or like your body just isn't responding to the way it used to, this video will show you the science, not the social media hype, behind how to get your metabolism, hormones, and energy back on track. Before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Adrienne. I am the founder of Yellow Birdie Wellness, a full-service health and wellness company that focuses on optimal performance and longevity for women 45 and beyond. So my goal is to optimize an aging woman's energy, hormone health, and cellular repair so her body functions at the same level it did in her late 20s to early 30s. Through both my personal journey and my work with hundreds of clients, I've become absolutely obsessed with cutting through the hype to find what actually works. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching women the truth about peptides. And quite frankly, I find it fascinating that companies are all of a sudden so interested in women of this particular age group. Because for decades, we have been discarded as this dried up midlife whiny women. Now, all of a sudden, all around YouTube and Instagram, these brofessors, which is what I affectionately call them, know so much about what will help our age group. And they have no problem pointing out where and when to buy. Here's the deal. I'm not saying that these professors don't know what they're talking about. However, there's got to be something said for the woman that has gone through it, for the woman that works with women day in and day out. There's got to be something in terms of the experience of the hot flashes, the frozen shoulder, the not being able to sleep through the night, the night sweats, the I'm doing everything right. I'm drinking all the water. I'm counting my macros. I'm strength training 3 times a week. I'm doing my walks after I eat. There's got to be something said for the woman that is doing all of the things, but the needle is just not moving for her. So I would just like to tell you that whatever that is for you, whatever space you are in right now, I'm not interested in giving you the Instagram version nor the quick fix version. I want to give you the real science in plain English so you can make smart decisions about your health. Now, let me cut straight through the noise. Today, I'm going to explain exactly what peptides are, how they work, why they matter for women like us, women careers, families, and life. I call these high-performing women. They're juggling all the things. Women who are sick of guessing, and we just want the truth. By the time we're done, you'll see right through social media hacks, diet fads, and even some of the advice you may have heard in a rushed exam room. I know I've been there. You'll understand how your body actually works, and you'll feel confident saying, Pat, this isn't adding up when something contradicts biology. I am also going to give you full access to my private but free newsletter called The Yellow Bird. All you need to do is go over to my IG page, which is Yellow Birdie Wellness, and DM me the word Yellow Bird, and I will send you the link to subscribe. You will want to do this because I'm going to give up all of my peptide protocols, lifestyle and behavioral strategies that I've used for decades to get women in their 40s lean and feeling healthy, as well as resources that you can pull everything together for yourself in one place. Did I mention it's free? So here's a reality. Most of us have spent our lives inside a healthcare system built on prescriptions. There's a pill for cholesterol, there's a pill for sleep, a pill for anxiety, and then another pill to manage the side effects of the first three. Before long, you are managing a medicine cabinet rather than your health, and somehow this gets celebrated as progress. If your doctor says you only need 5 prescriptions instead of 10, that gets framed as a win. Why? That isn't thriving. That's just survival. We need to be doing more than survival, ladies. The truth is that your body already has an operating system. The signals that drive your healing, energy, growth, and repair are not found in a pharmacy. They're inside of you. They are called peptides. None of this is medical advice. This is education designed to help you understand the tools available. Because when you understand peptides, you realize how much power you already have to feel better. So let's get to it. What exactly is a peptide? At the simplest level, a peptide is a short chain of amino acids, the same building blocks that make up protein. If a protein is a 1,000-page novel, a peptide is a text message. It's that simple. It is a short, precise, and straight to the point, yet powerful enough to trigger real change. Peptides don't bulldoze your biology like many drugs do. They deliver a targeted message your body already understands. Your cells are covered in receptors like locks on doors. A peptide is a key. When the right key clicks into the right lock, it flips a switch inside the cell. Genes activate, proteins repair begins, and cascades of activity ripple through your system. This is also why half-life is often a distraction. Even after the peptide itself is gone, the cascade it started can continue for hours. One signal can create thousands of downstream effects. If you zoom out, you'll realize that insulin is a peptide, oxytocin is a peptide, and growth hormone releasing hormone, GHRA, is a peptide. Peptides run your life every second. When we use them therapeutically, we're not adding something foreign. We're speaking your body's native language more clearly. This is where I get a little fired up because every time peptides come up, someone quotes a headline, a supplement ad, or a 30-second reel. No wonder women are so confused. There's so much coming at us. If someone can't explain the basics of human biology, they shouldn't be giving you advice on peptides. Pharmaceuticals act like bulldozers. They force a pathway, whether it makes sense or not. Then you have to deal with the fallout, side effects, more medications, and more frustration. Peptides don't bulldoze. They signal, they align your body's natural code. They give a precise instruction, your body carries it out, and then your feedback loops know when to stop. That is why side effects are far more manageable compared to most drugs. This matters because too many women over 40 are told that fatigue, brain fog, stubborn weight, poor sleep, and low mood are just aging. That isn't science, that's resignation. Your body can repair, your body can regenerate, and thrive when you give it the right signals. Let me show you step by step how this works. So picture your body as a city. Every cell is a building, and receptors are the locks on the doors. When you inject a peptide, it travels through your bloodstream, looking for the right lock. When it finds it, the key slides in and the switch flips on inside the cell. From there, cascade begins. Enzymes turn on, genes start expressing, proteins are built, and entire pathways are just light up. One key does not create only one effect. One peptide binding can trigger thousands of downstream actions. It's like flipping the main breaker in a stadium. Suddenly, every light, every screen, every system comes alive from just one single switch. Because peptides are part of your natural system, your body knows when to shut things down. But drugs keep pushing with no brakes. Peptides start the signal and your body manages the process. Now, let's clear up a really big myth. Oral peptides. You've seen powders, capsules, bottles promising miracles. for almost all therapeutic peptides. Oral delivery, for the most part, doesn't work. And I understand why you might want to find an oral peptide. There is a statistic that approximately 80% of the population is somewhat terrified of injections. Maybe it happened in childhood. We just don't like it, right? But there are some scenarios where an oral peptide or a nasal peptide might be okay. For the most part, oral peptides just don't work. And this is why. The digestive system destroys them before they even reach the bloodstream. Stomach acid and enzymes break the peptide chain apart into individual amino acids, which means the key that I just spoke of, that's supposed to unlock a specific receptor, never survives the trip. However, there are a few exceptions, and they fall into very specific categories. So number one, peptides are naturally resistant to digestion. Some peptides are chemically stable enough to survive stomach acid or be absorbed through the gut wall in small amounts. A few examples include BPC 157, GHKU, GHKCU, which is the copper peptide, and certain bioregulator peptides, like those developed in Russia. Their tiny size, often just 2 to 4 amino acids, allow partial oral or sublingual absorption. Number two, modified or encapsulated forms. Pharmaceutical labs sometimes attach a protective coating or fatty molecules to help peptides survive digestion. These are highly specialized and usually available only through prescription or research channels, not standard supplement brands. Number three, peptides designed for local action in the gut. If the target tissues is in the digestive system, for example, improving the gut lining integrity, so that will be a case where oral BPC 157 may still have some benefit even if it isn't fully absorbed. It can act locally on the gut wall before being broken down. And lastly, very small bioregulators or di or tripeptides. So these can sometimes be taken orally or sublingually because of their micro size and stability. They're often used for organ or gene regulation. So an example would be like epidolon or thymolin. And so these are absorbed through the mucosal membrane. There are a couple of companies in the market where they have really been able to develop the mucosal peptide. So they're like strips that you put in your mouth and they naturally goes to the top of your tongue and is absorbed through the mucosal membrane. I have tried a couple of brands and I'm somewhat impressed. So there is hope for those that are not big fans of injections. But for now, the bottom line is if a peptide's target is systemic, like fat loss, growth hormone stimulation, or muscle repair, you'll almost always need an injectable form for it to be effective. Oral peptides are appropriate only when they're extremely short, specifically modified for absorption, or intended to act directly in the gut. For women over 40 exploring these therapies, it's critical to work with a knowledgeable medical provider who understands peptide chemistry, testing, and sourcing. Anything claiming to be complete oral absorption that isn't backed by clinical data is almost always marketing hype. Please know that. But bottom line, peptides are amino acid chains, and your stomach's acid's job is to break those down. By the time they leave your stomach, the structure is destroyed. If the shape is gone, the key no longer fits the lock and there is no signal. Capsules end up being expensive urine. Really, there are rare exceptions, and that's a deeper conversation, but for almost everything we're discussing today, the gold standard using research and clinical results is injection. So what does this mean in real life for you? Basically, it means peptides can help restore real cellular energy rather than making it with stimulants. It means you can burn fat without sacrificing muscle, so your body reshapes instead of simply shrinking. It also means joints and tissues can heal faster, so you're measuring recovery in weeks rather than months. It means sleep quality can improve, so you wake up restored and not depleted. Wouldn't that be nice? It means your focus sharpens and your mood steadies, so you feel like yourself again. At the deepest level, it means you're restoring signals that keep your cells stronger and your skin, hair, and tissues healthier, so you age powerfully rather than passively. This isn't about hacks. It's about amplifying what your body is already designed to do. There is an important catch. The difference between spinning your wheels and getting results. None of this works if your foundation is off. That is where blood work comes in. If your body isn't metabolically optimized, if blood sugar, thyroid function, hormones are out of balance, peptides won't deliver their full potential. You cannot send new signals into a system that is running on empty. Blood work is your map. It shows whether you are inflamed, whether cortisol is spiking, whether your thyroid is sluggish, whether sex hormones are crashing. Without that data, you are guessing, and guessing becomes expensive, ladies. It's frustrating and sometimes quite dangerous if you are serious about using peptides as a tool. Testing needs to be the foundation every time, no matter what type of protocol you're going to start. Now, let's talk a little bit about hormones. Most women are rarely told they need testosterone. This is not a male hormone story. Women need it in every stage of life. Before menopause, testosterone supports mood, drive, energy, and lean muscle. But during perimenopause, as estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, testosterone becomes an anchor that helps preserve strength, even bone density, mental clarity. After menopause, when you lose your cycle, when estrogen has dropped, testosterone often keeps women vibrant by supporting metabolism, bones, and vitality. Low testosterone doesn't make you more feminine. It makes you feel absolutely flat. Restoring it in balance helps everything else work better. For most women, testosterone therapy is not even covered by insurance. And the reason comes down to very outdated medical guidelines and FDA approvals, not because it's unsafe or unnecessary. So here's the breakdown. So in the United States, there are no FDA-approved testosterone formulations specifically for women. Every product on the market is technically approved for men. Like I said, all of a sudden, the market wants to pay attention to people in our age group. So every product on the market is technically approved for men. When a doctor prescribes testosterone for a woman, it's considered off-label use. That simply means the doctor is using a medication outside its original approval scope, which is common in functional and hormone medicine. But insurance companies use that as their excuse not to cover it. Big surprise. The other thing it comes down to is insurance policy criteria. Insurance companies typically follow FDA labeling. So since there's no official indication for female testosterone therapy, for things like fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, cognitive decline, they label it as not medically necessary. And then you've got compounding pharmacies. So most women receive testosterone through a compounding pharmacy. These compounding pharmacies, they are able to tailor doses for women in much smaller, more precise amounts than what's available commercially for men. These compounded prescriptions are usually paid out of pocket because compounding pharmacies don't bill insurance. There are exceptions. Occasionally, insurance may cover testosterone if it's prescribed for certain medical conditions like hypoactive sexual desire disorder or premature ovarian insufficiency. But even then, coverage varies widely and typically requires appeals and documentation. So if you recall, I said it's crazy how all of a sudden influencers and professionals are really marketing the hell out of it to our age group. They know we are in pain. They know we're frustrated. They know that we're educated and we're doing all the right things. And they know there's research out there, but it's not readily available. So while I appreciate the attention, it does become confusing and it leaves the aging woman, or just a woman over 40 in particular, just very concerned out of what steps to take next. It's not a clear path. So what does this mean for you? It definitely, the lack of coverage doesn't mean that you should try to avoid it. That's not what it means. Lack of coverage doesn't mean lack of value. The science clearly supports the benefits of testosterone replacement for women in midlife because it gives us improved energy, libido, muscle maintenance, things like bone density, mood stability. It simply means the medical system, unfortunately, hasn't caught up with the research yet. Most women who want quality bioidentical testosterone therapy pay privately through reputable compounding pharmacies or concierge medical programs. The upside is control. Your provider can fine-tune the dose and monitor your labs without being limited by insurance and red tape. So this is where many women go wrong with hormone replacement therapy. The first mistake is starting without proper testing. Baseline labs are non-negotiable. The second mistake is focusing on just estrogen. Hormones are an orchestra. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all of these must be tuned together. The third mistake is accepting a one-size-fits-all approach, delivery method, and dosage must be personalized to your biology and your goals. The fourth mistake is failing to monitor. Hormones shift with stress, weight, and lifestyles. Follow-up labs and adjustments are part of safe, effective therapy. When HRT is done correctly, with testosterone in the mix, when appropriate, it can be life-changing. Trust me, I know. Done poorly, it simply trades one problem for another. So there is one more distinction that almost no one explains clearly. The difference between regular therapeutic peptides and peptide bioregulators. Therapeutic peptides are longer chains of amino acids that send signals to receptors and trigger cascades of healing, growth, and repair. They are powerful and often injected. Bioregulators, on the other hand, are extremely short sequences, sometimes just 2 or 4 amino acids that act more at the genetic or epigenetic level. They are like reminders that help organs and tissues return to healthy function, almost like flipping on a light switch that has been dimmed for years. Because of their tiny size, bioregulators can sometimes be taken orally or sublingually in ways most therapeutic peptides cannot. So the practical difference is that peptides tend to create fast, targeted action, while bioregulators tend to create slower foundational change. So the question is, when should you use each? If you have an acute issue like a lingering injury, stubborn visceral fat, or recovery struggles, therapeutic peptides move the needle quickly. If you want long-term optimization, like better organ health, stronger immune function, or listen, you just want to age gracefully, bioregulators are the play. In reality, the smartest strategies often blend both of those approaches. Therapeutic peptides for quick, targeted action, and bioregulators for long-term support and stability. To place peptides in context, it helps to compare them with pharmaceuticals and stem cells. Pharmaceuticals they're literally just a brute force. They can help in the short term, but often they create side effects that cost you elsewhere. Stem cells are powerful and sometimes necessary in extreme cases, but they are very expensive. Results can be unpredictable, and you lose control once they are in. Peptides, they don't work that way. Peptides are very different. They are precise, they are recognizable by your body, and they reinforce your existing efforts. They amplify the results of training, nutrition, sleep, stress management, all the things that we are focusing on every day to control. So a way to put it is, if your body were a car, drugs would be slamming the gas pedal. Stem cells would be random part swaps. The peptides would be a software upgrade. The software upgrade that makes the entire system run more efficiently. Now, I'm going to go deeper on specific peptides so you understand what they are and why they matter to women in midlife. So, full transparency. There are thousands of peptides out there. There are a handful that you can be prescribed through a physician in a compounding pharmacy. But there's another handful of very effective peptides that you will only be able to find on the gray market. Not all gray market peptides are created equal. I feel very strongly about this because as women, and really any men, women, anyone, you need to be very, very careful on what you are injecting into your body. And so you need some strong, trusted sources. You need verified sources. If you're not going to get them prescribed, you need certificates of authenticity. So I want you to be educated on what is happening and how it can possibly benefit you. But I also want you to be very aware of what's going on in this marketplace. Now, let's start with BPC 157, Body Protection Compound 157, and TB 500. This is the repair recovery duo. You probably hear a lot about this in the marketplace. BPC 157 is, like I mentioned, body protection compound, and TB 500, which is a synthetic fragment related to thymosin beta 4. Together, what they do is accelerate repair in tendons, ligaments, joints, even the gut lining. They improve blood flow to injured tissues, calm inflammation, and speed up cellular regeneration. So if you've noticed that injuries linger longer than they used to, or that your joints protest more loudly after workouts, this duo would shorten the healing window so that you can stay active rather than be sidelined. I hear so many women, they love their tough workouts, but they have had to scale them back because it doesn't matter how much deep sleep they try to get. It doesn't matter the supplements that they use. It doesn't matter, how much protein they get. They just can't recover from those workouts the way they used to. So if you're noticing that, this is probably something that you might want to look at a bit more closely to add to your health regimen. So you don't want to be sidelined. You should, in this age group, you should be able to continue your rigorous workouts if that's what you want. Or if you are a woman that is just being introduced to strenuous workouts or any type of workout, in order to build that lean muscle, you're going to have to be able to recover properly. So even if you're not the seasoned athlete, this is something that should be some serious consideration for you. So tesamorelin and ipamorelin form a powerful fat loss and recovery combination. Tesamorelin is known for reducing visceral fat. So when I talk to ladies every day, where are you carrying your fat? I'm carrying it all in my midsection. Typically in the midsection, in the thigh area, maybe the lower back. But that midsection, that's filled with that toxic visceral fat. Tesamorelin is specifically known for reducing visceral fat, the deeper belly fat that wraps around organs and drives risk for diabetes and heart disease. So it's very toxic, right? Ipamorelin signals your body to release its own growth hormone. So together, they are helping your body burn fat, especially around the midsection, while protecting that lean muscle that we need to hold on to so dearly. They also tend to improve sleep quality and speed recovery from stress and training. For women navigating perimenopause and the postmenopausal years where belly fat becomes stubborn and energy is dipping, this combination literally supports a leaner look and a stronger metabolic health at the same time. So the women I work with use this combination quite frequently, especially those over 45 looking to get lean. I would not expect anything to happen overnight. These are not like one and done type of peptide. This may be something that you need to cycle on for 8 weeks and then cycle off of it for 8 weeks, maybe for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I want to set some real expectations here. Let's move on to thymosin alpha-1. Thymosin alpha-1 acts like an immune reset. It is derived from thymus peptides and helps regulate your immune system. It boosts the body's natural defenses and calms unnecessary inflammation. If you feel like every little cold knocks you down harder than it used to, or if chronic stress and poor sleep have worn down your resilience, thymosin alpha 1 can help your system bounce back faster so you aren't constantly fighting an uphill battle. So I'm in Illinois. When it turns cold, when we're all really susceptible to the flu, to colds, like viruses are lurking on every grocery store cart, I'm in deep with thymosin alpha. This is another peptide where it's beneficial to take them in strips because they can be absorbed in the mucosal lining. Also, if you're a person that travels a lot, this is something that you want to have stock on, especially if you are a traveler or an international traveler. If you've got grade school children, this is something that you definitely want to stock up on. So this can be an injectable, and this can also be an oral. Moving on to Epidolon. Epidolon is often called the longevity peptide. It is a bioregulator that works at a deeper genetic level and has been studied for decades. So Epidolon supports telomere maintenance. This helps regulate cardiac rhythm. It encourages efficient cellular repair. Epidolon is often called the longevity peptide. Here's why. It is a bioregulator that works at a deeper genetic level and has been studied for decades. So Epidolon supports telomere maintenance. So, there's a lot of research behind telomeres. It's how we can tell what our biological age is. Over time, your telomeres start to get a bit more fragile. This is meant to give you some repair, some restorative measures. Telomere maintenance helps regulate circadian rhythm and encourages efficient cellular repair. If you are tired of feeling older, Epidolon is about long-term vitality. Many women notice better sleep, a steadier daily energy rhythm, and a sense that their body is repairing more cleanly. It is less about instant fireworks. Again, I just want to level set. It's less about instant fireworks and more about future-proofing your health. So it's very preventive in nature and is often called the longevity peptide. It is a bioregulator that works at a deeper genetic level and has been studied for decades. If you are a woman that feels tired or you're feeling older than you believe you should, Epidolon is all about long-term vitality. Many women will immediately notice better sleep. You might notice a steadier daily energy rhythm, so you don't have like those peaks and valleys of energy throughout the day. It becomes a lot more steady. There is a sense that the body is repairing just a bit more cleanly. It is less about instant fireworks. Let me level set. It's less about that. It's more about future-proofing your health so that you can age with power rather than passivity. Let's move on to GHKCU. GHKCU is where beauty meets biology. It is a naturally occurring copper-binding peptide found in your plasma, saliva, and urine. So GHKCU boosts collagen and elastin production. It encourages hair growth, accelerates wound healing, and reduces inflammation. I will tell you, the clients that I work with that are pretty consistent with GHKCU, whether they're injecting the peptide or using it in their beauty products, in their creams, they don't even have to buy collagen anymore. This is above and beyond any collagen supplement that you could ever buy on the market. So what it's doing is boosting your collagen and elastin production and encourages hair growth, accelerates wound healing, and reduces inflammation. Women in midlife often spend a fortune on topical products. So GHKCU works deeper by signaling your cells to build healthier tissue from the inside out so that your skin looks smoother and your hair appears stronger while your tissues quietly recover under the surface. The nice thing about GHKU is it can often be blended with BPC 157 and TB 500. That is called the glow stack. So when you blend those together, first of all, the blends are amazing in its purest form because you don't have to inject yourself 3 times with 3 different peptides. The blends will do that for you. There are some cases where a blend is probably not appropriate. But in this particular case, you can either use GHKCU on its own, or you can definitely use it in a blend. The most popular blend that it comes in is with BPC 157, TB 500, and GHKCU. So if you are a woman that really wants to recover well from her workouts, or maybe you've got some sort of soft tissue injury that you're trying to recover from, but you also want radiant skin and beautiful, strong hair, that type of blend would be probably an amazing addition to your health regimen. But finally, we have Kisspeptin. Kisspeptin deserves your attention if hormones are feeling like a roller coaster. A lot of women can relate to that. Kisspeptin is the brain's on switch. It's the best way I can describe it. For reproduction hormone signaling, it stimulates a special releasing hormone which affects estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone production. During menopause and perimenopause, communication between the brain and ovaries changes. Kisspeptin may help restore some of that signaling so transitions feel smoother, moods feel steadier, energy feels more stable. It is an exciting frontier, and it sits nicely alongside the broader hormone work we discussed earlier. So here's the truth. And this is what I want to leave you with. Aging does not have to mean decline. Aging does not have to mean fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, achy joints, and poor sleep. That doesn't have to be your normal. Your body already holds the blueprint for repair, strength, and vitality. Peptides help you access that blueprint again. This is not about chasing youth. It's literally about reclaiming confidence, energy, and a stage of life when too many women are told to just settle and deal with it. You don't have to settle. Peptides are not shortcuts, and they are not hype. They are your body's own signals, clearer, stronger, and more precise. When you use them wisely, you stop playing defense and start playing offense for your future. Now, I've gone over just a handful of very popular peptides today. However, if you want to explore your next step, I offer several avenues to do that. Just go over to my Instagram page, Yellow Birdie Wellness, and DM me. I will send you access to my newsletter. In my newsletter, I update my peptide protocol. I give you updated science research behind peptide use, updated protocols, and access to my trusted, not just trusted and tested resources. If you are wanting to work with a clinician for your peptide protocols, I also offer research, guidance, and coaching on that as well. My main goal here is to help you figure out what to do next. For everything that I've talked about in this particular video, I am going to link all of the researches, all of the studies in the notes for this video. So here's what I advise that you do next. Subscribe to my newsletter. Each week, I go deeper into midlife weight loss. One of the things that I didn't talk about was GLP-1s. It's such a hot topic right now. It really warrants its own video. So that's probably coming up in the next couple of weeks. I can't wait to talk about semaglutide, tirzepatide, and the hot new topic, retatrutide, which is not even on the market. It's still in clinical trials right now. But you may have seen on YouTube, there's a lot of people that are already using it just amazingly. But like anything, there's a right and a wrong way to approach that. That's something that you want to do. But so each week, I go a bit deeper into all of this. Finally, if you are ready for real change, I would encourage you to book a call with me. I'll leave the link in my bio. On that call, you and I can create a customized blueprint for you, so you know what to do every step of the way. I can be as hands-off or as hands-on as you need me to be, but I think it really starts with getting a clear strategy that fits your body, your hormones, and your lifestyle. This is not just about learning science. It is about using it to transform your life. I truly believe your best chapter is still ahead of you. So let's go, write it. I'm rooting for you.